Hello and welcome. My name's Rebecca and today we'll be doing a 1-hour prenatal yoga flow for the first trimester of pregnancy. During this time of pregnancy, your body is producing a hormone called relaxin. And what relaxin does is it assists the loosening of the joints and ligaments to help to create more space in the body in preparation for childbirth. This means that we'll want to focus on strengthening the body during this practice and to avoid working on flexibility. So we'll make sure that we pull back on any overstretching. I'd recommend during this practice to modify poses by having 2 blocks. If you don't have any blocks, you can always use books, and also to have a couple of blankets. And this will allow us, with modifying, to create more space in the body and also to help prevent with any overstretching. And I will explain this during this practice. And during pregnancy, just a couple of contraindications is I would recommend avoiding deep twists and also avoiding deep back bends. We'll do this practice at a slower pace today. So listen to your body because it will tell you what it needs. And going at a slower pace will help you with listening to your body and your intuition. During Shavasana, at the end of this practice, I will play some therapeutic music from the harp, which will assist in the integration of this practice. So we'll start by coming into a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. You might want to sit on a block for extra height. Perhaps you're kneeling, or perhaps you're coming into a cross-leg position. I'm going to be sitting on a block. And just remember, if you are coming into a cross-leg position, remember which leg you've brought in first, because we will change. So we'll start by focusing on the breath. So just be aware of the areas of the body that are in contact with the earth, the feet, the sitting bones, perhaps the lower legs, and just begin to relax here. Just let the palms rest on the thighs and allow the gaze to soften. Being aware of the spine in a neutral position and just letting the shoulders relax down away from the ears. And then you might want to close your eyes, and you can either bring your hands into prayer position, or you might want to bring your hands onto your belly to connect with your baby. And just begin to observe the breath, your ordinary cycle of breath, your inhale followed by your exhale, the flow of life. And we'll just begin now to lengthen the breath just a little, remembering to allow space for baby. So inhale through the nose, into the lungs. Perhaps it comes down into the stomach. Exhale, releasing from the stomach, through the lungs, out through the nose. And as you inhale calm. As you exhale, release any concerns. Inhaling calm Exhaling concerns. Feeling the connection to your baby through the cycle of your breath. Inhaling calm, exhaling concerns. And now if you just want to gently blink your eyes open if they've closed, and we'll just start by bringing the hands into prayer position. We'll start with some gentle stretching, not overstretching. So if you inhale the arms up to the sky, perhaps you look up to the hands, exhale those hands through to the heart center. Inhale once more, hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Inhale one last time, hands to the sky. Exhale those hands through to the heart center. And then just bring the hands onto the knees or perhaps onto the floor. As you just inhale, really bring those shoulders right up to the ears. And then exhale to let go. We'll do that twice more. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, shrug them down. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, release. And now we'll just change the cross of the legs. So remembering which leg is closest to the body, we'll just straighten the legs out. Give them a little stretch here. Bringing circulation back to the feet. And this time bring the other foot in front, closer to the body. And we'll just do some side stretching here. You might want your other block. And we'll just bring that over to your right side. So we're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, just lean over to the right. Hand might come to the block. And then we're going to inhale that left arm up and over so it points over towards the right. You can look forward. You might even look up. And having a nice side stretch down that left side of the body. Breathe into the space there. Remember not to overextend. And then exhale as we come back up straight. Bring that left hand down. We're just going to swap now. Bring the block over to the left as we inhale, become tall. And then exhale as we lean over to the left. Inhale the right arm up, over, pointing towards the left. Exhale here. Inhale as you feel the space created in that right side of the body. Perhaps you might want to look up. Exhale to release and let go. One more inhale. Remembering to pull back, don't overstretch. And then exhale as we come up straight, bring that right hand down. And we'll just take a moment to focus on some gentle neck stretching. So as you inhale and then exhale, lower the head down, shoulders relax down away from the ears, look down to the center of the chest. One more inhale. And then with the exhale, roll that right ear towards that right shoulder. You'll feel an extension likely down that left side of the neck. And then inhale that left arm to about waist height. If this is uncomfortable, just allow the hand to come back down to the floor. And if you want a little bit more of a stretch, but just be very gentle, very mindful, bring that right hand onto the left side of the head near the ear. Just let it touch, hovering on the head. Breathe into the right side of the neck, the shoulder, down the arm. Exhale to release and let go. And then just bringing that right hand down if you brought it up, and the left hand. And then on an exhale, just roll the neck back to center. So you're looking down at the center of your chest. And then inhale here. And then exhale to roll the neck so that the left side, the left ear is coming towards the left shoulder. Inhale that right arm up to about waist height. If this is uncomfortable, just bring it back down. And if you want a little bit more, just inhale that left arm to come and rest on the left side of the head near the ear, but it hovers. Don't overstretch. Inhale to breathe into that right side of the neck, the shoulder, the arm. Exhale to release and let go. Inhale one more time into the neck, the shoulder, the arm. Exhale as you lower both hands down to the earth. Just roll the head one more time down, looking at the front chest. Inhale to lift the head one more time. And now we'll come into our cat-cow. So we'll come to a tabletop. So bring your blocks to the front of the mat, have them to the side just in preparation. And you might want to have a blanket under your knees for comfort for the knees. And we'll just bring both knees come under the hips. And you want wrists under the shoulders. And really press down with all four corners of the palms into the mat. And press down with the tops of the feet into the mat. So you feel really engaged here, engaged to the earth. And then we'll just come for some gentle cat-cows. So we'll inhale to lift the tailbone, lower the belly, and let the chest come forward. Remember not to overextend here, just a small movement for the cow. And then exhale to lower the tailbone, lift the belly up, the chin comes towards the chest. Remember, don't overextend. Inhale for cow. Exhale for the cat. Being really mindful here, really listen to your body. Exhale for the cat. Twice more, inhale for the cow. Exhale for the cat. And then inhale to find your neutral tabletop position. And we're just going to find child's pose now. So bring the toes together, the knees apart. You might want to bring your knees a little bit wider than normal to make space for baby. And you also might want to bring a block for your forehead. Again, so you've got more room between your abdomen and the floor. And you can bring the arms forward. You don't have to overstretch. You can just allow the elbows to relax on the floor. Maybe you need more height. Just find the right position for you. And feeling the opening across the back chest, down the spine. And just allow yourself to connect here with the earth, Mother Earth, who cradles us, providing us with all of our needs. Our Mother. And then just gently walk the hands back up as you slowly come up. The head comes up last. We'll just move our block to the front of the mat. And we'll just a moment again come into our tabletop in preparation for coming into downward facing dog. So curl the toes under. You might want to walk the hands just a little bit further forward and perhaps a bit wider. Again, we're making more space in the body here. And then on an exhale, lift those hips up to the sky. Perhaps again, take the feet wider. Might even be as wide as the mat. And then just slowly start to pedal out here. Remember, don't overextend. So keeping a bit of bend in the knees. Allow the heels to hover. And just allow the body to come into this position. Really press down with all four corners of the palms into the mat. We want to create strength. So focus on engaging in the joints. Allow them to come into their sockets. And then just look forward. On an exhale, slowly walk the feet to the front of the mat. Perhaps have the feet wider than hips width. You might even have the hands resting on a block. Gentle bend in the knees for a forward fold here. And then inhale, bring the hands to the shins, halfway lift. And then exhale as we fold forward again. And then this time we're going to inhale, arms wide up to the sky. And then exhale, bring the hands through to the heart center. Just move any bricks off the mat. And we'll come to Tadasana. I'm going to move off the mat so that you can see the tops of my arms here. Again, you can have your feet wide in this Tadasana pose. So just having a sense to the connection to the earth through the feet. Sense of lifting up through the body, right up through to the crown of the head, connected to the sky above. Mountain pose. Steadfast pose. This is like the mountain that remains steadfast throughout the seasons, throughout the changing weather. And then we're going to inhale the arms wide up to the sky. Perhaps you look up to the hands. And then we'll just take hold of that left wrist, and then just lean over towards the left for a side stretch down the left side of the body. And then perhaps you bring that right foot behind the left. It just gives a bit more stretch down that right side of the body. Remember, it's very easy to want to kick out that right hip, so just bring that back in. And then inhale, arms to center, and then bring the left hand to the left wrist, and you can also bring that left foot behind the right as you inhale and lean over towards the right, remembering to bring that left hip in. It probably wants to stick out. Nice side stretch. Then inhale, back to center. Bring the hands through to the heart center. And we'll come to the front of the mat and we'll inhale the arms up to the sky and then exhale for a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to plant the hands down, generous bend in the knees, and step back with the feet to a plank. We'll just hold this plank. You can either be in an upright plank or you might bring the knees down. And just we'll hold this for a few moments for strengthening here. Really suck in the joints into their sockets. And then we'll just come back into tabletop position. So we'll just start to flow here. So we're going to inhale the right leg to raise, and then exhale as you round in the back, bring that foot between the hands. And you might want to even bring that foot a little bit wider so that right foot comes more towards the right side of the mat, just to allow some space here. And we're going to inhale as we come up for low lunge, making sure that the right knee is above the right ankle and pressing down with the top of the left foot. Suck into the sockets, the hip sockets, the arm sockets. Bring those joints back into the sockets. And then exhale to bring the hands either side of the front foot. Probably want to take your blocks here as you make sure that your left knee is below your left hip. You can bring your right foot forward. You might even have it wider as well. And I'm having a gentle bend in that knee. And we will use the blocks, even if you don't normally use them, just use them anyway. And having the right wrists under the right shoulder for this variation of half splits. Again, have a sense of sucking in the hip socket and sucking in at the shoulders, just to help strengthen the body here. And then we're just going to move the bricks off the mat and we'll come back. Just walk that foot, that right foot, wide out to the side, and then we're going to bring it to the back of the mat so it's in line with the back of the mat. You can leave the left foot here, or you might want to take it to face the back. And then we're going to inhale the right arm up, look forward for this supported side plank. And then we're going to exhale that hand back down, bring the knees back into our tabletop, and we will repeat this on the other side. So inhale the left leg to raise, and then exhale to bring that foot forward, really round the back, bring the foot between the hands. And again, you might want to take that foot wider towards the left, just to make space in the body, having the left ankle under the left knee, and then press down with the top of the right foot as we inhale, coming up for our low lunge here. And again, just remembering, being mindful of the hips, and really suck in there. Imagine you can suck the top of the leg bone into the hip socket there. And again with the shoulders, keeping them in the sockets, protecting our joints here and creating more strength in the body. And then we're going to exhale, bring the hands down either side of the front foot, take your blocks, and then by having your right knee below your right hip, straighten the front leg But do keep a very small bend in there, or a large bend, whatever's more comfortable for you. It's a wide leg here, so we're allowing for more space and having, again, the wrists under the shoulders. And again, the sense of bringing the joints, making sure that the sockets are protected, sucking in there. Just breathe here. This variation of half splits. Listening to your body. And then just move the bricks off the mat, and then just walk that left foot towards the back of the mat, so it's in line with the back of the mat. You can either keep the right foot so that it's pointing towards the left foot, or perhaps you kick it out so it comes to the back of the mat. Inhale that left arm up, face forward for this supported side plank. And then exhale that left hand back down, bring the left knee coming back for our tabletop position. So we're just going now to turn the body round to face the long side of the mat, knees on the blanket if you have a blanket, and we're just going to come and onto an upright kneeling position here, and then just bring the right foot out so that the ankle is below the knee here for a variation of warrior 2. And then inhale the arms wide, and then just look down that right arm. Feel the feet connected to the earth, the top of the left foot, the sole of the right foot. Inhale the empowering energy of the spiritual warrior. Exhale to release. Let go of any concerns. Inhaling this spiritual warrior, protecting our new baby growing inside. Exhale to ground and connect to Mother Earth. And then inhale to flip the front palm, and then coming for our reverse warrior. And then exhale as you bring the forearm just behind the knee on the leg, and inhale the left arm up to the sky, little finger point to the earth. Perhaps you look forward here. Remember, keep those joints sucked in at the sockets. Perhaps you look towards the hand. And then we're just going to inhale as we come back through warrior 2. Look down that front arm, and then just bring the hands down to the earth, and then bring that right knee back into our tabletop. And we'll repeat that on the other side. So as we come up to our upward kneeling position, this time we'll bring the left foot out to the side, left knee above left ankle. And we'll inhale the arms wide for our warrior 2 variation. And look down that left hand, middle finger, really engaged, the feet to the earth. Suck in at the hip sockets, the shoulders, and inhale that empowering energy of the spiritual warrior. Exhale to feel grounded to the earth through the feet. Inhale this spiritual warrior energy protecting our growing baby inside the body. Exhale as we really ground down, connect to Mother Earth through the feet. And then inhale, flip the front palm, reverse the warrior, and then exhale, bring that front arm to rest just behind the knee and the top arm to reach over to the top corner, little finger towards the earth. You can either look forward or maybe you look towards that top arm. Extended side angle variation here. Then we're going to inhale as we come back through warrior two, and then exhale, bring the hands towards tabletop. Bring that knee back into our tabletop position here. And then we're just going to come now up to a standing position. So you probably want to remove your blankets from the mat. We'll repeat what we've just done, but this time in a standing position. So we'll start in Tadasana. Really feel grounded to the earth through the feet and feel the connection to the sky above the crown of the head. And then just bring the hands on the hips and walk the feet no more than 3 feet wide. Then just bring the right toes slightly in, slightly pigeon toe here, and then the left toes point towards the short end of the mat. Now I would recommend creating space, so at the moment I've got my right heel in line with my left instep, but we want to bring this foot towards the left side of the mat, towards the back of the mat. And then inhale, the arms open. As you exhale, that right knee down. So you want the knee over the ankle. Make sure it's not coming forward. It's also directly over the ankle. And then look down that front arm. Inhale the healing energy of the spiritual warrior, protecting your growing baby. Exhale to ground down through the feet to the earth, Mother Earth. Inhale the right palm, the left palm as it lifts up to the sky. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, bring that arm to rest behind the knee. Inhale the right arm to the top corner of the room, extended side angle. Perhaps you look up to the arm. Then we inhale back to warrior, really sucking in at the joints. Straighten that left knee. Bring the feet to face the front. Just bring that left foot back to the middle of the mat, and we'll repeat that on the other side. So bring that left foot, pigeon toe slightly, right foot to face the short end of the mat, and just bring that right foot towards the back of the mat so we've got more space here for baby. And then inhale, and on an exhale, lower down so that that right knee is above the right ankle, bringing the shoulders back in line with the hips. Inhale, the arms open wide. Warrior two, look down that right middle finger. Inhale, energy of the spiritual warrior to protect our baby. Exhale as we ground down with the feet to Mother Earth, nourishing our baby. Inhale to flip the front palm, to reverse the warrior. Exhale, front arm on the thigh, extended side ankle. The left arm up towards the top corner. Suck in at the joints here. Perhaps you look towards that left arm. And then inhale as we come back up through warrior, sucking in at the joints. Straighten that front leg. Bring the feet to face forward. And then from here, we're going to come into goddess pose. So just slightly have the feet sticking out. Just have the feet slightly sticking out towards the top corners of the mat. And then inhale here, keeping the hands initially on the hips to remind us to suck in here. And then exhale as we lower down. Inhale, the arms up to the sky, really connecting in at the sockets here, the hips and the shoulders, connecting to the goddess energy, assisting us through this pregnancy. And then inhale to stand tall, star pose. Bring the hands down to the hips and then just walk the feet back together. And now we're going to come to tree pose. So I would recommend being closer to the wall for this. So we'll bring the foot, it can just be 1 foot or half a foot away from the wall, just so that if you want, you can always bring a hand to the wall to feel safe and secure. Or you might also want to come to the side of the wall and hold the wall with one hand, while the other side can hold the foot. Okay, so we'll start in Tadasana and feel grounded again to the earth, connected to the sky, feeling connected within the sockets there, feeling strong in the body, safe and stable, like the mountain. And then you can bring that left foot, and you can even hold the back of the wall, and perhaps it'll come to the lower shin. Or it might come above the knee. We don't want to push into the knee, or it might even come a bit further up the leg. But remember not to overextend. So bring it a bit lower where it would normally go. And then just take a moment to find the stability. Remember, sucking in at the joints, engaging the muscles of the legs here. And you can either stay here, holding the wall. Maybe you come out, arms wide. Maybe you lift the arms towards the sky. Or perhaps bring the hands into prayer position. Just finding the optimum position for you as you stand in this tree pose, feeling connected to the earth, imagining you've got roots coming out the sole of that standing foot, roots like the tree. And then just gently assist. You might want to hold the wall with one hand and assist that leg to come down with the other hand. And just shake out the legs here. And then we'll come and repeat that on the other side. So holding the wall, you can either bring that right foot to the shin. It might also come to the ankle actually. And then if it works, you might bring it just above the knee. Remember to hold back. You might be able to bring it up here, but just hold back a bit from that maximum stretch. And just take a moment, just holding on to the back of the wall to feel stable here. And sucking in at the sockets, engaging the muscle on the legs for some strength. And if you wish, you might want to bring the arms out wide. You might even bring them up to the sky, or you might bring them into prayer position. Or you might stay holding the wall to assist with your balance. Just be where you are and imagining roots growing out the sole of that standing foot, like the roots of the tree grounding you to the earth, providing nourishment for yourself and for your growing baby. And then using that other hand to bring that foot down, perhaps shake out the legs here. And then we're going to come back down to the earth again. We'll come into child's pose one more time. So you might want to take your block again, toes together, knees can come perhaps a bit wider apart to allow space for baby. Perhaps the block's on a bit of a higher height. And just feel the extension in the spine here. Across the back of the body, you might rest the elbows on the earth. Just feeling yourself here, cradled by the earth. Mother Earth, who provides us with all of our needs, as we are providing our growing baby with all of their needs. And then inhale as we slowly walk the hands back, up, and we'll sit up and we'll just remove that brick from the mat and we'll just come to a comfortable seated position. So bringing our feet out in front of us as we initially come into Dandasana, which is staff pose. You might want to sit on, you might want to sit on a block for a bit of height here, but just being mindful of what you need. You might want to use your 2 blankets just a moment in Dandasana to raise the floor up so that the arms can come, hands can come to the earth, and also having the feet a bit wide to allow space here. And have a bend in the knees. And allowing the shoulders to relax down away from the ears. Staff pose. And then we're just going to come now to a seated forward fold. You might want to use your other block even to just put behind, not quite behind the knee, they're just above the knee there, so it can prevent extension there. And if you want to create some space to come forward, we can even roll a blanket here and another blanket, just so we can rest forward here as we come forward, and let the arms just rest on that blanket fold that you've created. Don't overextend here. Just allow the body to come forward. So we're hinging at the hips, but just to the point where you can just about feel it. You don't want to create any overextension here. Just pause here, listening to your body. What does your body need at this time? What is it telling you? Listening to your baby, connecting with your baby in this forward fold. And then inhale as you come back up into our staff pose, just removing those blanket rolls. And then we're just going to take the feet into our cobbler's pose. So bring the soles of the feet together, and you might want to come a bit further away, the feet further away from the body, just to create a little bit more space again, and also so that we don't overextend. And I'd recommend bringing those blanket rolls, or perhaps you might fold them so that they can act a bit like a block, so that it prevents your knees from coming too close to the earth, preventing that overextension. And we'll just take a moment here to sit upright in this variation of cobbler's pose. In fact, you might even want to connect with your baby once more, bringing the hands to the belly. And then we'll just start to gently come forward if you wish. You can always stay there in the upright position, allowing the hands to rest where they want. They might rest on the feet, they might rest further forward. Just find your position. Remember to come to the point where you just feel it. We don't want any overstretching here. Being kind and gentle to yourself. Just pause here for some moments. And then inhale. If you were in a forward fold, just slowly start to come up. And we'll take the legs to a wide angle position. Again, keeping the blankets underneath the knees. And partly we're doing this because we are sitting on a block, so we want, otherwise that will overextend there. So we want to prevent that overextension there. And don't come to your maximum width. Remember, just come to the point that you can feel it. And we'll just take a moment here. Just bring that other block in front of you. Just take a moment to sit upright in this wide leg seated position. And again, you might want to bring your hands to your belly to connect with your growing baby. Perhaps you want to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then if you want, you can either stay here, or perhaps you just start to come forward, bring the hands onto a block. You don't want to overextend here. Hinging at the hips, just slight sucking in now in the hip sockets, bringing a broadness across the collarbones as well. Pausing here. Wide leg forward fold. Listen to your body, your intuition. And then if you have come forward, just inhale, slowly come back up, and then take hold of the hand behind the upper part of the knee to bring those feet back in, helping the legs, and then just moving any equipment off the mat. Bring blocks in the middle of the mat, either side for our twists. You might even want to open one of those blankets out. So we're going to lay down here. And then just allow yourself, bring the feet just into Dandasana while we're sat on the floor, and we're just going to slowly roll back very gently. You might want to use your hands to assist the rolling back to the earth. Head comes to the earth. And then we'll come to constructive rest, so bend at the knees here. Perhaps you tuck the tailbone under. Just listen to your body. And then you can bring the arms out to a T, and then inhale, and then exhale as you just allow the legs to go towards the right, and perhaps rest on a block to prevent any over twisting here. You can either look forward or perhaps you look away from the legs. Gentle twist. Massaging the internal organs. And then inhale the knees back to the sky, and then exhale as you allow them to drop out to the left and onto the block on the other side. You can either look towards the ceiling or perhaps you look away from those bent legs. Another gentle twist on the other side, massaging the internal organs. Just pause here a moment. And then inhale those knees back to center. And let's just hug in. You might want to take the knees wide to allow space for baby. Just take a moment to hug in, appreciating yourself for taking this time to come onto your mat, to coordinate your movement with your breath and to connect with your growing baby. And then we'll come to Shavasana, so lowering the feet to the earth, and you might want to just roll over to one side and take one or two of the blankets and you can roll them up. You might want to have a greater height, and put them behind the knees, and then move the blocks off to the side, and then come into your version of Shavasana. Perhaps you tuck the shoulder blades in, palms face the sky. This is a time for integration of these yoga postures. As you let go of any effort and completely relax, release and let go as you allow yourself to receive the therapeutic healing music from the harp. And now, just become aware once more of your breath. Just begin to deepen the breath. And just begin to become aware of the fingers and the toes as you gently bring small movements there. Bringing some gentle movements to the hands and the feet. Perhaps making small movements in the arms and the legs. Taking any movements that your body is asking for at this time. And then just bending the legs at the knees as you roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Just pause here as you feel yourself cradled by Mother Earth, who's cradling you as you are cradling your new baby growing within your body. And then gently using your hands to push yourself up to come to a comfortable seated position. You can either bring the hands to heart center or perhaps bring the hands once more to the belly to connect with your baby. Acknowledging that you have taken this time to connect your yoga practice with your baby. And thank you everybody for joining me in this practice today. Namaste. Follow this link to the Emerald Alignment, which is a 4-minute energy field alignment to complete the integration of this yoga practice. There are links below for more information. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to the channel.